So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for coming onto this video. So as always, starting off with the match stats, we did win this game 7-0, a big win on our side, and I'm glad that we kept a clean sheet. With the stats side of things, we had 56% possession, we had 18 shots compared to 4 from the opposition. I had a match rating of 7.2, I made 1 tackle but had 0%, but then 3 possessions won and 0 lost. But again, overall it was a very good game on our side. Our pressing style was very great to see in this game. You can see we did score 2 goals within the first 9 minutes. Again, it was just the way that we were playing. We pushed them as deep as possible to make mistakes in their deepest third half that they have within the pitch. But again, from our side, it was a very collective great performance, especially as we kept that structure, not just in defence but in midfield and attack. You know, we kept a clean sheet overall. They did not have any shots, like literally any shots overall in the first half. We had 5 shots in total in the first half. They had 0 shots, and we had around 97% dribbling stats as well for the first half, which was absolutely ridiculous, which is great to see from the boys. And you know, the play style that we have, and I've mentioned in my previous videos as well, we do like to play, you know, as quick passing football as we can, you know, counter-pressing football, you know, getting the ball as quickly as we can into the opposition half and just passing it along into the central areas and scoring. You know, we have seen it in this game. You know, the game style that we have is ideal, and this is how we play going forward. And it's great to see the boys, you know, scoring 7 goals overall and keeping that clean sheet. I was trialing and testing different things out in the defence side of things, the structure when we have a full 4 human players in defence, both right back, left back, centre backs, just keeping that high line as quickly as possible to support that midfield side of things. So yeah, it was a great game on our side, guys. And just to give you a quick stats on who scored the goals. So Gengar scored 3 goals and 2 assists. We had X scoring 2 goals and you know, offering 2 assists as well. We had Quacks, who was trialling out with us as a cam. He provided 3 assists in this game, and then TP playing as a RCM with 2 goals. But overall, you know, I am pleased with the team, and the lineup that we had from the team, as mentioned, is a full 11 human lineup. We had Adams as our goalkeeper. Right back we had Thiago. We had Sergio and myself, centre-back partnership we've been having for a while now, and it's good to see, and I understand how he plays and how he understands how I play as well, so it's great to have that partnership. So both me and him are centre-backs, and then Neymar as the left-back. And then Begovic, GOAT as a central defensive midfielder. He's the anchor in midfield, which is the key relationship that we need both in defence as well as in the attacking positions, you know. Retrieving the ball, pressing, and then passing it forward. So key position and player within the team. And then we had TP and Yejur as central midfielders, and then Quake as the cam, and then Gengar and X3 as the strikers. But again, very, very strong performance from the boys, especially with the goal scoring that we had. We scored 5 goals in the second half with over 12 shots in the second half, let alone. Yes, they did have an AI goalkeeper, but we had an AI goalkeeper as well. You know, it was a case where it was evenly matched, but we just had the game on a high level on our side. So I'm very pleased with that performance side of things, and yeah, long may it continue. And I do hope that you guys do enjoy the way that we play, the game style, and if there is any feedback or any friendly opportunities that you guys would like to request, we are a PC team, then just feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And you know, we're always open to playing, you know, friendly matches as we look at the preparations in advance for FIFA 23 and our way into the route of Pro League. But we did play against a Pro League team in Germany, which is the divisions that we want to get into, or the league itself. There was a Division 2 team that we beat, I think 3-1 yesterday, which was a great performance on our side. So I'll place a video of that tomorrow. And yeah, especially, you know, with the weekend now coming across and the Football League now starting, of course we're now going to be discussing more around the Premier League, you know, the fixtures, the predictions that I'm going to be offering, my analysis as well as highlights of these games. And you know, the first game that we have is tomorrow on Friday the 5th, which is Crystal Palace playing at home against Arsenal. I did mention it in my yesterday's video, guys. Just for your reference as well, I do post every single day, so you could catch on my thoughts, my predictions, and all my analysis on my videos, which I do upload every single day. And yesterday I did give a little update on that, on Arsenal, as well as just my predictions on standings, Champions Leagues, who's going to be the winner, who's going to go to Europa, as well as the relegation battle as well. But just to give you a quick analysis of what my prediction is going to be for Crystal Palace versus Arsenal, you know, two London sides, both, you know, with a great opportunity to do well this season. You know, Vieira at Crystal Palace didn't do a bad job last season. He done very well with the players that he did have. I think he had some ridiculous stats as well, where he had around, like, Crystal Palace were unbeaten at home last season in the last like 6 games, so they done very well as a team. And then even like in the final 5 games they kept a clean sheet, you know, good results against the likes of like United and all these guys as well. So, you know, Crystal Palace I do feel is going to be a team to look out for this season. You know, the acquisitions that they've made, they haven't made too many. You know, they've got Decore that's come from Lens for around 20 million, and then Richards from Bayern, which is around 10 mil as well. And then, of course, a youthful signing, EOE, sorry if I say that wrong, from Derby. So, again, a youthful signing. But, again, the team that Crystal Palace have is just a great little asset to play with. And I do see them being around, like, the top half of the table, like around maybe 9th, even 8th. They could push for 8th, 9th. I just see them being around the ranges of, like, Leicester City, Wolverhampton, even Nottingham Forest. I see them poaching around that area next season as well. You know, Vieira has done a fantastic job. I know he's an ex-Arsenal, you know, midfielder, or club legend, let's say. But, you know, the likes of Saha, for example, being in great form last season. So in the Premier League itself, 33 games for Saha, and he had 14 goals. And that was his most best, let's say, goal-scoring season he's had in the Premier League, which is great to see, especially at Crystal Palace. And he's now matured in the role. You know, he's got the front line-up where he plays on the left, and he's got Ayew as well as Eduardo that plays more as a centre forward. You know, they do have a very great team, and I think Vieira's doing a fantastic job with them, both on the defensive aspect of things as well as attacking. So no, pleased to see, you know, Crystal Palace doing well. And just a quick update with like head-to-head stats as well with Crystal Palace and Arsenal. So the last time Crystal Palace did play against Arsenal in the league, Crystal Palace was at home and they did win 3-0. So again, a very strong performance from them. And then when they were playing at the Emirates Stadium, it was a 2-2 draw last season. So, you know, a great opportunity for Arsenal, especially with the acquisitions that they made this season and the pre-season form that they've had, to really do well this season. And I think Crystal Palace will be a very good showdown for the first match. My personal prediction is going to be both teams to score. I do see Arsenal pipping it like 2-1. I see Arsenal winning 2-1. And again, with Arsenal side of things, just talking about them, they've done a fantastic job with the purchases that they've made. You know, Jesus, they needed some sort of Lord and Saviour within their team, so they've got Gabriel Jesus from Man City for around 46 mil. He scored around 7 goals in the last 4 games in the pre-season friendlies. Again, yes, it is pre-season friendlies, but you got the likes of Sevilla that they played against where they won 6-0. You also got the likes of the 4-0 win against Chelsea. And, you know, Tuchel wasn't too pleased, especially with a team that's not in the Champions League, to beat Chelsea at such a high-scoring level. But, no, I think, you know, Arsenal is going to be a team to look out for. And again, they've made another acquisition within the Man City side of things, Zinchenko. You know, 31 million. His versatility is really great to see, especially from the left-back side of things, or as a midfielder that we see within the Ukraine international setup. And I think the key thing for Arsenal is going to be how they manage the rotation and the depth within the team when they have injuries. You know, we've got the likes of Tomiyasu in right back that's off injured. We've also got Tierney that's injured as well. Smith Rowe as well, who had a fantastic season for Arsenal last year. So again, we've got these key players that are out injured. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do adapt into the team, these purchases. But again, from what we've seen within the pre-season side of things, I think, you know, Jesus is going to be a front runner, I do feel, in the Golden Boot. And also a great stat that I saw was, you know, for those that play the Fantasy League side of things, overall, there's been 71.5% of players picking Jesus in the fantasy football, which is the most picked player in the history of the fantasy football history, like in general. So that's just going to be insane. I do see him being a contender for the likes of, I don't know, Son, Kane, or even Salah doing quite well. Even Haaland, I don't see him being that great, you know, especially as he was back-pocketed by, you know, Van Dijk, and even Aguero mentioning as well, like, Haaland's been in the German league for a while, but now he's come across, you know, the physicality side of things in the Premier League. And Van Dijk, you know, being a great player himself, said, look, welcome to the Premier League. Here, take the loss and, you know, be out with the Community Shield side of things. But no, I think, you know, Arsenal, I do see them. I've predicted that they will be around third, that I do see them being positioned within the Premier League side of things. It'll be great to see if there's anything else that they'll do in terms of like domestic trophies, if they do go on to win, I don't know, the FA Cup or the Carabao. But it's also cool also to see like the Amazon Prime. I haven't watched the series as yet, but of course there's always going to be snippets similar to how they've done it with the Spurs side of things for Amazon Prime. I think it's all or nothing or whatever the case is. And again, the outcome of the Arsenal season was that there was nothing. But, you know, there was one clip that I was watching where the atmosphere that Arsenal was preparing for against Liverpool. And in the training session, Arteta, again, a very good idea. A very good idea. And the thing is, this man Arteta has a very good ideation, as well as just you can see that he's creative with the way he does things. So there's two things I want to share with you. The one is the Arsenal training, and then there's another one where there's a team talk where there's a 30 years of a photographer that's been at Arsenal, and he does a team talk for them against, I think it was Spurs. But again, that was good to see too. But within the training aspect of things, you know, Arteta, was blaring out with speakers in the training session of the atmosphere that is expected at Liverpool. You know, with You Never Walk Alone, you know, the anthem that's being played, just the general atmosphere is completely different. And he was highlighting it based on his career as well, when he was playing for Arsenal, or the clubs that he was playing at, against Liverpool. You know, he just sees, you know, how much passion there is from the fans for the Liverpool players. And it's just the ambience, and it's always been the case at Anfield, and this is something that, you know, Liverpool Stadium has done well, and I'm glad that, you know, they are expanding one side of the stadium now again. But again, you know, this is some training sessions that he's coming up with creativity. And also talking about the team talk side of things, so they had a photographer that's been at Arsenal for over 30 years, and he was given a really, really good, passionate speech. And it was really nice to see as well that Arteta's given opportunities, you know, motivational opportunities or speeches from other staff members. And that's something that, you know, is great to see, especially with these, you know, Amazon Prime side of things, for those that are interested to see how the club is operating or how managers and, you know, staff are coaching individual players. So, no, I think this Amazon Prime series is really cool. I haven't seen any other series like this. I've only seen like highlights, because they just take the absolute piss out of these teams. Because at the end of the training session, you know, with all this blaring of like the anthem of like You'll Never Walk Alone, I think Liverpool beat Arteta's team 4-0 last season. So again, I think it's going to be a whole different vibe for Arsenal this year. They've been high scoring in their pre-season games, like literally very high scoring with very minimal, concessions of goals. They haven't really conceded that many goals. But again, it's a case where they've played very strong lineups generally within their pre-season. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how Arsenal seasons evolve. You know, they were unfortunate last season to be battling in relegation early on, but then they had a very good, stride in form. But then they, you know, done a bit of a Spursy towards the latter end of the season where they were losing and drawing a bit too much, which unfortunately got them into the Europa position. But, you know, a very strong side that, you know, generally Arsenal are. I think it's going to be exciting to see what this first team game is going to be like against Crystal Palace. But yeah, guys, we are coming to the end of the video. I do appreciate your time as always. Please do feel free to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's video. And we're going to be discussing about like so many fixtures for Saturday's game. I think it's going to be insane. So yeah, guys, thank you and goodbye.
But he couldn't keep himself on side.
Push forward. Just a bit too eager
defense, boys.
All well and good playing on the shoulder, but he just needs to bend his run to stay on side.
Neymar, look, you're keeping him too deep. Just shoot. Nice.
Beautiful.
Well done. Push from defense. Push where I am. Push. Push. Look now. They get fucked up. But again, we need to play strategically when we do that. Offside. Just like that. But we need to keep planning it accordingly. Well done.
Delightful pass.
I think they're leaving.
No, they were leaving ages ago.
Well, he's made a real mess of that, hasn't he? What a chance that was.
Sergio, sorry.
It's a nice looking ball. And the goalkeeper covered a lot of ground.
Jokes.
That was jokes. Has eyes for goal.
Nice.
Well able to close down the shot. And teammates to play it to. Well,
So just stay up, yeah, stay up, don't worry. Nice.
And there